All right, Wednesday, May 28th this is the Lion Channel. I'm John. Day 27 of my manifesting journey. It's unseasonably cool in my neck of the woods, if you couldn't tell. I got a hat on today. I'm trying to stay warm without hair on your head. There's, when it gets cool, you gotta throw something on there to keep the body heat in. So got the hat on today. I wanted to talk about the exercise that I mentioned yesterday that I'm doing, the 55 times 5 or 5 times 55 exercise, where if you didn't watch yesterday's video, you write out your desire in present tense for 5 straight days, 55 times each day. I have to say, after the first day, I didn't realize how time consuming it was going to be. It probably took me, after all is said and done, and with the cramping in my hand and having to shake it out, a whole bunch. Probably took me an hour to an hour and a half to write out 55 times. I've gotten a little more strategic today. Okay, I'm just kind of like writing in waves, like where I have moments here and there. I'll just write it out a couple times. So I'm up to 14 so far today, but I just wanted to say that I haven't really felt, okay, it's only been one day. I haven't really felt a change as of yet, but I do want to say that I could see how this will make a difference, because while you're focused on writing out your desire, where is your focus? Your focus is on your desire. And sometimes, even if you're writing it out and you're just like, I am financially free with a $10 million house and stuff like that, and you're just writing it over and over again and repeating it to yourself, what you're also doing, or what I find myself doing, is I'm imagining, I'm thinking about what I'm writing, and the pictures start to come up with the money in the bank account and also the house. And so I'm writing it, and then I'm picturing it, and that's where my attention and focus is. So it would only make sense that if your inner world creates your outer world, that I'm imagining my desire. Anytime you're imagining your desire and you have inner talking, your inner talking is focused on your desire, that's what you're creating in your world. So I could see how, doing this for 5 days, 55 times, spending like an hour to an hour and a half doing this each day, although some people probably won't spend that much time, depending on how specific you are in writing out your desire. But even so, for that, whatever time period you're spending doing it, that's where your focus is probably going. I mean, that's where mine's going. So I will continue doing it. Like I said, I have 14, so I have 41 left, and it's on my non-negotiable list, so it will get done. So I'm looking forward to how, the progression, and like I said, I can understand how this is going to work. So I could see it making a difference by Saturday, definitely, if not before that. All right, so if you haven't started that, if you watched the video yesterday and you were kind of like, yeah, maybe I'll do it, let me see, how it goes with him, I would suggest and totally recommend starting it, because I definitely see how it's going to make a difference. All right. So that was the one thing I wanted to talk about second thing is I was thinking about, as I talk about a lot on here, the world being a simulation, and just because it makes so much of a difference, and it has made so much of a difference in my life because it has totally changed my perspective. And I just wanted to pose the question, like, if you're not there yet and you're not really seeing it as a simulation, or you're kind of like on the fence of whether to believe that it's a simulation, I want you to ask yourself this question. How would you, if you knew it was a simulation, how would that change your life? Like, you personally, like, I want you to think and like brainstorm about it, and kind of like maybe even write things down, like it would change, like immediately right off the bat for me, I was able to, once I saw it as a simulation, I didn't take it seriously anymore. So all of these things that were, had me feeling the way I was feeling a month and a half ago, I was there feeling that way because I was taking everything so seriously. I was taking my finances so seriously. I was taking my health so seriously. I was taking my relationships so seriously. And because I was taking all of this stuff seriously, I was giving all of my power away to it. And so that was a heavy contributor in terms of the way I felt, because I basically felt empty. I felt defeated. I felt like there was no way to feel better. There was just no way to feel better. I was just done. And, and so when I was looking at things that had been the same way for years, and no matter how hard I tried to dig myself out of the hole, or to feel differently, or to improve relationships, like, it wasn't happening. It was actually making things worse. When I started to look at this as a simulation, and I was able to just kind of detach and, here, give me my power back. You're just a simulation. I don't have to take you serious anymore. Everything started taking care of itself. So what would be the first thing that it would do for you? Like, if you knew this was a simulation, if you knew it was a video game, a high-tech video game, like, even if you can't imagine that right now or wrap your head around it, how would you feel if you've played VR, virtual reality? Like, do you take that stuff seriously? Like, it's just a game, right? Maybe you get like kind of like involved in the game and you forget for a moment, and then you take the headset off and you're like, oh, you don't think about it afterwards, right? Like, depending on what game you played, you don't take it seriously anymore. So I want you to think about that, because I want to go back to Elon Musk, okay? The smartest, most successful, richest person in the world says there's a 99.999% chance that this is a simulation. And said differently, okay? Let me just say it differently, because this might have a bigger impact if you look at it this way. He also said this: there's a 1 in billions of a chance that this isn't a simulation. 1 in billions of a chance that this isn't a simulation. So, I mean, if you are okay at math, you realize that it's probably and most likely a simulation. So if you're able to know that and grasp it, or at least maybe try to believe a little bit that it might be a simulation, just start walking around during the day and saying, just ask yourself, like, if you react to something, okay, if this was a simulation, would I be reacting to this right now? Would I be taking this seriously? I wouldn't be taking this seriously. And you might feel like in that moment, you might feel a little bit of a shift. Because as soon as I started doing it, I felt a huge shift. But I also was falling asleep in the wish fulfilled and applying the law of assumption. Okay, and then all of this stuff came after. But if you're not falling asleep in the wish fulfilled, or you're having trouble imagining, then maybe you can just start doing this and notice the difference that it makes, because it will make a difference. Even if you do it a couple times a day, just, when stuff happens, would I react like this if this was a simulation? And even if you just pose that question, like, I'm sure you're going to feel like a little release there. And when you feel that release, you're going to want to do it again, because it felt so good. Like, relief feels so good, especially when you've been taking something seriously that doesn't need to be taken seriously. And it's like, the less seriously you can take stuff, the better it gets. It's wild how it happens. It's like taking things seriously is the enemy almost. And it's like, if you can just rid yourself of taking everything so seriously and just have more fun and just detach from it, that's how you win. Again, you're watching it happen, day 27, all right? I could come on here every day and say how great my life is, how great my day's going, and, I had a couple little challenges today, but whatever. But it's like, now I'm at the point where I feel like things are just really good, and so many things have happened that I almost now am transitioning to ideas that come up that I can maybe post a video and help 1 or 2 people. Just, start to, if you're feeling anywhere close to the way I was feeling, or if you just want things to get better and you don't like what you're seeing right now, there you go. There's a tool. Like, if you just did that and applied that and just started asking yourself, how would I react? Would I be reacting to this way? If I knew this was a simulation, I guarantee that's going to help you. Try it. I challenge you. Try it and then come back tomorrow and tell me that it didn't work. That's my challenge. Or try it for 2 days and come back and tell me that it didn't work. It's definitely going to work, because it's going to open up a new pathway if you really give it an honest chance. So, all right, that's it for today. I can't believe I went 14 minutes. The law of assumption, falling asleep, and the law of assumption tonight. When you go to sleep, visualize yourself, whatever desire, whatever you want. Imagine yourself to the person who already has it. Imagine as if you are that person while you're falling asleep. All you got to do is hit it 1 time. But if you do it consistently, you give yourself more and more opportunities. And my life started changing the next day. I'm sure yours will too. Your life will change too if you start doing it consistently. Consistency. All right. I love you all, and I'll talk to you tomorrow. See you.